Hello my beautiful friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Fatima. I'm a beauty and skincare enthusiast. In today's video I decided to do a review of the new Rare Beauty blushes. These are called matte bouncy blushes and I have 3 of those right here with me. And I decided to show you a comparison with MAC Glow Play blushes. I really like these. I did a full video of swatching these MAC blushes that I have in my collection. That is up on my channel. But today I want to try the Rare Beauty ones on my face, do some swatches, and then get to the comparison with the Glow Play blushes. I picked up 3 shades: Worth, Truth, and Hope. I decided to pick up these 3 shades. This is Truth, Worth, and Hope because these were the ones that I wear the most. I think there are 2 other shades. I didn't pick up those 2 shades. Let's get to the application. I have not swatched any of these and that was really hard for me to do because I wanted to, but I wanted to keep them for this video. This is Hope. That is how the consistency looks. Ooh, these are super creamy. I apologize for my nails. I'm trying to grow them. They have been brutalized by me recently. This is Hope. Ooh, that looks gorgeous. This blush formula is one of my favorite formulas, so hopefully I'm gonna like these colors because I don't have anything like these colors in my MAC collection, and that's why I picked up these colors too. I wanted them to match the collection that I have from MAC. This is Worth. It looks orangier in camera than real life. This is after I swatched it. This is Hope and this is Worth. This one is gorgeous as well. These are super creamy. And lastly, I have Truth. This is how it looks like after I swatched it. This is Truth. Gorgeous. Am I imagining this, or do the shades actually look different from the pan? I don't know, I might be imagining this. I'm gonna start with a smaller brush because I don't know how pigmented these are. They seem to be very blendable. Let me blend some of them for you. I'm gonna wear Worth for the rest of the day, so I'm gonna apply Hope and Truth to both sides of my face first and then clean up, wear my foundation again, and then reapply Worth. Let's do Truth on this side of my face and Hope on this side of my face. I don't know how pigmented these are, so I'm gonna use my smaller brush. This is the BK Beauty 109. That's how much it picks up from Truth. It doesn't seem like it's applying too much, which is good. They actually apply very easily. This is the darkest shade that I have, and I was worried that it's gonna be a bit patchy because darker shades sometimes look patchy on me, but this one looks good. This is Truth. I wouldn't say these have a glowy formula, but they don't change the formula of your foundation and whatever you have underneath, which is good. It looks super matte on the swatches, but it actually doesn't change the consistency of what I have on my face. Very satisfied with this purchase. I was worried that these are gonna be like their other blushes in the pans, but apparently these are better. Now I'm gonna apply Hope to this side of my face. I'm cleaning my brush with the Cinema Secrets brush cleanser. It dries down super fast. It seems like these do stay in your brushes. The Cinema Secrets brush cleanser is usually very strong, but as you can see there is still a bit of staining, which will go away by completely washing it away or soaking the brush in the Cinema Secrets cleanser, but I just wanted to let you know that these may stain your brushes. I'm gonna do Hope on this side of my face. Why does this look darker than Truth? I did the same method of tapping it on my skin before applying it, but I think I grabbed too much. But even with that, it is blending very well. It was super bright at first, but now it's blending nicely. I was very careful with Truth because I knew it's gonna be super dark. That might be why. This is Hope. Hope and Truth. What do you think? I feel like they look very similar, so you won't need both of these shades. I actually like Truth more than Hope. I usually like berry undertones. Let me clean up my face, apply my foundation and concealer, and be back to apply Worth. For the next shade, which is Worth, I'm actually gonna use my BK Beauty 106 brush. I feel like it's okay if I use a fluffier brush now that I have felt the formula. 109 is a bit smaller and denser, 106 is bigger and fluffier. This is how much it has picked up. These are a bit scary when you first apply them, but then they blend really well. This is Worth applied to both sides of my face. I changed my lip color because I feel like that one was a bit too pinky for this blush color. I also did a little bit of touch up and blending with my foundation brush that had some foundation. If you're wondering what I'm wearing today, it is the Milk Makeup Hydro Tint. My lip color is Ravi Beauty in the shade Poppy, ABH Brow Gel. On my eyes, I have the MAC Chrome Crayon eyeshadow stick in the shade High Taupe. This is one of their limited edition ones, but they came out with a bunch of new shades in their permanent line. For my concealer, I use MAC Prep and Prime highlighter in the shade Light Boost. And finally, for my mascara, I use Lancome Lash Idol Flutter Extension Mascara. And this is the finished look. These are great blushes for everyday use, and I think the formula looks like it's gonna stay on whole day. I will update the description box on how they wear throughout the day. These seem like those kinds of blushes that are gonna stay whole day. And just an update, I cleaned up my hand and there was no staining. You can barely see some staining, but that is because I didn't wash my hand. I only cleaned it up with a pad and some micellar water. I think from the three I picked up, my favorite shade is Truth, because it has a berry undertone and I tend to like those undertones on my skin tone. They look more flattering and more natural. Worth was a bit too warm for my taste. Hope is a bit too pink for my taste, but I think this shade is actually gonna be very popular. These kinds of shades are very popular right now. If I was gonna only pick up one shade for my own collection, it would be Truth. I picked up 3 shades because I wanted you to see how they look on my skin tone. These are the 3 shades that I think would soothe my skin tone. Now let's get to the comparison with the MAC Glow Play blushes. The shades are gonna probably be very different. The Rare Beauty shades are more punchy, more bright. The MAC shades that I have are more natural shades. They have some brighter shades as well in their collection, but I didn't pick those up. I know I won't use those as much as I use these shades. I'm gonna show you the swatches now. From the shades I have, I think Hope and Blush Plays are the most similar. Not identical, but they are the most similar. The MAC ones are a bit creamier to the touch. The Rare Beauty one feels a bit more powdery. Top one is Blush Please, bottom one is Hope. They actually don't look that different after you blend them out. I think you can see in the camera, MAC one is a bit more glowy than the Rare Beauty one, but actually the consistencies are very similar. I think I chose great shades to complement my MAC Glow Play blush collection. I'm gonna apply some swatches of Rare Beauty on one hand and Glow Play on the other hand, and we'll compare the shades. On this hand, I have the Rare Beauty blushes. From top to bottom, I have Hope, Worth, and Truth. On this hand, I have the MAC Glow Play blushes. From top to bottom, I have So Natural, Blush Please, Ginger Lock, and the last one is True Harmony. As you can see, these are a bit more glowier. If we don't consider the So Natural one, the other ones are a bit less glowier than So Natural, and that is usually the consistency of the shades. You can see these are very similar. The Rare Beauty ones are a bit brighter in shade. This is Rare Beauty Worth, and this is MAC Glow Play in Ginger Lock. Consistency is not that different between the Rare Beauty and MAC ones after you apply them. If you don't like the glow in the MAC ones, maybe you can pick up the Rare Beauty ones. I do still feel like MAC Glow Play is a better choice for me, especially because the shades are more natural and are closer to my taste. And I also like the glowiness of the MAC Glow Play blushes. If you don't have all of the shades from the MAC Glow Play blush, these are cheaper actually. MAC is $34. Rare Beauty is $27. MAC has 1 gram more product in it than the Rare Beauty ones. And I remind you, MAC Cosmetics always has some kind of sale on their website. Right now they have a sale on Macy's. You can get them for $28.90. So basically they are almost the same price, and MAC has more product in it. At the end of the day, it depends on your preference. Do you like a more powdery blush, or do you like a more glowy blush? I have used MAC ones for the longest time. They perform really well. They stay on your cheeks well. I am assuming Rare Beauty ones are also very great consistency, and they are going to stay on my cheeks all day. I have another interesting comparison for you. I actually am filming this after I finished up the video. I was putting away my blushes and I saw these in my blush collection. These are the Nudesticks stacks. I have a few shades from the Nudesticks stacks collection. These are made in Canada, but I feel like in consistency they are the closest ones to the Rare Beauty ones. But I should say the Rare Beauty ones are actually a level up from the Nudesticks ones. If you have these and you have a problem with them blending or peeling your foundation or being a bit finicky to work with, I would suggest picking up the Rare Beauty ones. But these are closer than the MAC ones in consistency to the Rare Beauty ones. Let me swatch some of the shades I have. Again, the shades are not gonna be very close, but I just want you to see how these look compared to the Rare Beauty ones, so that if you have these, and want to pick up some of the Rare Beauty ones, you know which shades and how they compare. These are called Nudesticks Stack All Over Color Blush Balm. These are magnetic so that you can close them up with a mirror that comes with the pack, or you can stack them up together. From top to bottom, I have Sunstone, Love and Roses, Barely Nude, and Sunkissed. These are the 4 shades I have from the Nudesticks collection. What I have here is Love and Roses from Nudesticks, Hope from Rare Beauty, and Truth from Rare Beauty. As you can see, they are very similar. Love and Roses is actually making Truth less purple in comparison. The Rare Beauty ones have more color payoff, especially with this color with Nudesticks, the Love and Roses one. I have a very hard time applying it. It is really hard to pick up. I feel like these are what Nudesticks ones wanted to be, but they couldn't get the formula quite right. The Nudesticks ones, I feel like sometimes peel on my skin when I put them on top of my foundation, which is why I prefer to use them with my fingers than a brush, because the brush will disrupt my foundation even more. But when I use them with my fingers, they look really good. Here I have Barely Nude and Worth, very close in consistency. Some of the shades from Nudesticks are actually good. For example, this one, the Barely Nude, applies really well, but the other one, the Love and Roses, was really hard to apply and really hard to pick up. Yes, these are definitely closest in consistency, but again, the shades from Rare Beauty are much brighter. Nudesticks might have brighter shades in their collection, but with Rare Beauty, you don't have an option to choose a more wearable everyday shade. Every shade in the Rare Beauty collection is brighter, but that's just my opinion. I don't tend to wear very bright shades. I'm sure these are gonna be very popular. Here I have Blush Please from MAC, Worth from Rare Beauty, and Barely Nude from Nudesticks. You can see consistency wise, these two are very similar. The MAC one is a bit glowier. The original price for the Nudesticks ones is $24 each. You can also buy them in a stack of 3 at $60, but you cannot choose the shades. And again, Nudesticks has some great sales on their website, but I have to mention, these are 2.5 grams. To compare, the Rare Beauty ones were 6.4 at $28, and MAC ones were 7.8 grams at $34. So the Nudesticks ones are the most pricey, and I feel like they are not even that blendable, and they are finicky to work with, and they are very inconsistent between the shades. This is too expensive for this amount of product. If you like the matte look of the Nudesticks ones, I would pick up the Rare Beauty ones. These are much greater value. That was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. I love blushes, so I very much enjoyed this video. The Sephora sale is coming up very soon. I hope you enjoy anything you pick up from the Sephora sale. If you pick up any of these shades, any of these blushes from Rare Beauty, let us know what you think about them and how you like them. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!